I'm gonna do a quick inspection on this B5 A4. This is an early one. I can tell by the coil packs. And then of course you can come in here and look at the engine code, ATW. This is a manual transmission car. First off, I noticed the air filter. It's got a race car style air filter with a air dam. Come down here and see some heat wrap on the cat delete pipe. It looks like a stock turbo. We come down here and the rotors look new. I see a gold sticker, and then I come up here and I see some coilovers. And then I looked on the internet on that sticker, and those are $1,200 coilovers. I don't know if I should pull those or not. I don't have a B5. The rears look like they've been on there a while. We got some rust. Rear rotors are new. Looks like the exhaust is straight piped all the way to the back to a muffler. Quattro rear diff. This is a 2000. And I don't think this is going to be unlocked. Get the 60/40 rear split seats. Spare tires still in the back. Got the Bose stereo system. Is this going to open? I gotta go to the other side. Someone was messing about. We got the dual intercoolers. These have the xenon headlights. Oops. And then let's go ahead and pull this headlight out for you. Got these spring clips. These are kind of weird. See how finicky this headlight bulb is? You got to get these tabs out of these little spring clips, and you got to mess about in here and try to get this thing out there. And we got some nice xenon headlight bulbs. Let's leave that right there to get rained on. We've got a new alternator installed. You can tell by that sticker. The belt is new. I suspect, okay, so this is a timing belt engine. We have some stuff written on here. It's kind of worn off. Let's take a look at the condition of the belt. Looks okay, but when you start seeing the ribs through the belt, in my opinion, that's when you want to start changing it. Either that or by the mile. If you don't know the mile, then if it starts to show the ribs through the belt, then go ahead and replace it. But even though that one looks this way, this one looks fairly new. It looked maybe 20,000 miles on it. Oh, here's something else I found. The heater core was probably plugged up, and they bypassed the heater core up here like this. The battery would normally sit right here. Audi Symphony. We got a cup holder. Is it gonna work? It's stuck. You know how you have to replace that cup holder? You gotta pop this trim off. Did I break it? It was already broken. Okay. There we have it. Manual transmission. Here we have a fantastic blue B5 naturally aspirated A4. We got some fancy aftermarket halo headlights on this one. 2.8 liter naturally aspirated engine in here. Belt drive on the front. What can I say about this one? Pretty basic, pretty reliable for the most part. You just got to keep up with the hose. You just got to keep up with the basic maintenance, basically. And some of the stuff deteriorates after a while, like some of the hoses and whatnot. Like, for instance, all the Audis start to get crumbly type hoses. Can we see right here? Just little brittly, finicky type stuff. See that? All these little bobbers and everything eventually, you know, will get you. Suspension, we've got some updated struts, potentially lowering springs. Guide links were replaced. We got a significant oil leak. Maybe, you know, valve cover gaskets, timing adjuster seal, is that? Let's take a look inside. White interior, automatic. Got the aftermarket Pioneer head unit, boy. It is Quattro. Let's take a look underneath. Custom exhaust again. Straight height all the way to the front. The cats were cut out. Automatic box. That's all there is to see here, folks. $19.99. We got the spray tan on the rear tail lights. Look, that one was open. Get the disc changer, the six disc changer, boy, in $19.99. Spare tire, space saver. 60/40 split seats with the ski sack. I bet you the first aid kit's gone. They're always stealing that first aid kit. What? We got the first aid kit. We got the first aid kit. What do we got in here? Some scissors. This is a pretty extensive kit, folks. They know that you're going to start wrenching on your Audi at some point, and you're going to need all of these sutures and bandages and whatnot and so forths. Maybe even a sore throat, Lena work or something. Some hand warmers, a blanket, some gloves. We got lots of stuff in here. Now, if you've never seen the ski sack taken out, we're gonna open this Velcro up here, and it's never gonna go back in the same. I mean, this thing has never been out, and if you take it out, you're likely to have a bulge there afterwards. But that's the ski sack. Goes all the way through. Man, someone had the nice wood trim. And here we have an old VW Bug. Up close and personal. Engine still installed. What's left of it. Intake manifold. Carburetor would have been up there. Transmission up here. Ends right about here. And then the engine starts right back here, just like a Porsche. Exhaust. This is very similar to a Subaru flat engine, boxer type engine. This cheap mass-produced stamped body. Supposedly it's pretty rigid from the archwork everywhere. This one has suffered some rust. Aftermarket oil filter on it. Very cool. $1971. Front suspension. Extremely basic, just a sway bar, one lower control arm, a tie rod, and a McPherson strut. And would you look at that, they put a new Beetle right next to it, and this engine is in the wrong spot. What's this? This is a 5-cylinder, 2.5 liter chain drive. Which one is more spacious? Now here we have a wrecked B6 Audi A4. This one's got a V6 timing belt engine. Looks like it wrecked the timing gear a little bit in this hood lift. Might be another 3-liter. I just saw a 3-liter earlier. Maybe we'll go back and look at that one too. Let's see what the sticker says. 2003 A4. It's a 3-liter. Quattro. Yep. You always got to make sure, even though it says it on the back, sometimes people put stickers where they don't belong. Not the worst seat I've ever seen. Someone probably wants that seat, even though I don't like tan interior. This always ends up happening, especially with dirty kids like me. But Lots of good useful bits in there. Easy to change the oil on that one. This right here is a Volkswagen Jetta, and I made some kind of weird mass airflow sensor before where I did some kind of trolling mod video. I cut the grid out of this mass airflow sensor. This is a mass airflow sensor. Look at the grid, weird design engineered into this one right before the sensor itself. I actually have never seen anything like that. They're trying to get the air to go perfectly over that sensor to get it as metered as possible. And this is a diesel engine, by the way. And just take a look at how simple everything is. Just extremely simple. No turbo, belt drive. It doesn't, I guess it still has a throttle blade, but diesels don't need throttle blades. I don't know exactly, I haven't looked into this engine yet, but interesting little platform. Here we have a much more attractive blue color. Oh, it's almost, there we go. It was almost trying to show up white in the sun. And they already removed the engine, and it says engine inside. So I don't know if someone started to work on this themselves and they gave up and just threw the engine in the passenger seat, but I would assume that's probably what happened, because it was not wrecked. It's got a nice hood on it. I'm assuming that happened afterwards. Everything's, oh, there's a little wreck on there, but that could have happened, you know, who knows when that happened. I'm sticking with my theory because we got the 3-liter chain drive, in this case, engine. Wait, no, this is belt drive still. Yeah, the cam gears would go right here. Belt would, I don't think they made a 3-liter chain drive. They made a 3.2-liter chain drive. They discontinued the 3-liter, but all aluminum, manual transmission car. What year is this one? 2003. Nice little ride, really. It's very similar to an S4. Only major difference is, you know, interior and sporty brakes and a bigger, slightly bigger engine, a 4.2 instead of a 3.0. The same car. Relatively good shape. And I don't really have any projects going on, but someone wants that transmission for something. I think you can put a S4 engine in here fairly easy or whatever. Here we got a 1.8T Passat, and mass airflow sensor sitting right here. It's actually hidden inside the air box on this car. Same with the A4s, the early ones, 1.8Ts. And there's that grid on that one, fairly normal looking. And here we have a B7 Audi A4, and it looks like this one flipped over and scooted on the wrong side. You can see it was, someone was hitting those turns just a little bit too hard for Quattro. But that's what I like to see, is it's either got to be wrecked in the side or the back or even the front, but I don't want it to interfere with the engine. Theoretically, this engine's probably good since this car was wrecked. And someone wants this engine too, because this is a problematic engine. You can have this high pressure fuel pump fail, which someone's already taken out, and they took out the follower as well, but I can take a look at that camshaft, and it looks like the camshaft is still in good shape, but that follower wears out, and then the pump can actually wear down to the camshaft, and then it destroys the camshaft. Metal gets shred in your engine. You have to replace the camshaft and the follower, and technically you want to take the oil pan off and clean the crud out of the bottom of the oil pan. And very rarely you have sludge issues in the pickup tube on this one if someone's running semi-synthetic. I would suggest full synthetic only, even for the older ones, but they switched over in 05. This one's belt drive. You got to change the belt, but people neglect this chain and the adjuster in the back here. And those are the main things, really. This flap motor would have to get replaced. This breather would have to get replaced. The water pump is in here like a 1.8T timing belt driven. Got the turbocharger hanging off the side. As far as I know, those were better in the previous generation, but got the intercoolers on either side. Vacuum pump in the back. Direct injected intake manifold is almost the same as the B8. And here we have the Holy Grail. It's a VR6 powered manual transmission platform. I might do something with one of these platforms at some point. We'll see. I don't know. Now I'm on this 2.0T Passat, and man, this transmission cooler looks sweet. I'm going to use that on my twin engine TT to cool the transmission in the rear, and I'm going to use these lines off the heater core lines. And I'm looking at this thing closer, and it says KTM. That's an upside down KTM logo. I looked at it really close. It says KTM. I ride KTM dirt bikes. I just found that really weird. Like, for instance, the throttle body will say Continental, wherever that's at. And here's the inside. Did they leave me any Pall Malls? Oh man, didn't leave me any Pall Malls. They left me a screwdriver though. Thanks. And what kind of cell phone did they have? Something I don't got.